privilege to deliver the convocation address, Honorable Chief Guest Sir.
Dr. D.K. Modi ji, President, Dr. K. Modi Foundation. I have known and heard so much about Dr. Modi. He is a visionary who himself took a challenge to excel in education, self-improvement, and most people will stop there. But he thought that is something which is to be given to others. That is what makes a person different. That's what makes Dr. D.K. Modi different. My colleagues in education work, Professor R.K. Khandal, Vice Chancellor, UP Technical University. My colleague in education, Dr. Vikram Chand Goyal, Vice Chancellor in Merit, Professor J. Sharma, Director General of K. Modi Foundation, Shri Manav Modi, Trustee of the Foundation, Captain Rajiv Saxena, Vice President of the Foundation. I was to be here with you yesterday, and please accept my apologies for inconveniencing you by not being able to do so. Yesterday I came here, passed through this route, but the timing was not possible. I had some other commitments which I had to honor yesterday. And therefore I am with you today, and I am sure we had to make extra efforts to make the same thing repeated. All that said, it's indeed a great pleasure for me to be here to join you on this convocation program. It is delightful to know that so many students are getting their degrees today, and so many bright young boys and girls got the medals and financial rewards. My heartiest congratulations to those who received these awards and who are receiving their degrees. I also have to add to that, it is not enough. In life, it will not just be enough to acquire a degree or get a certification. One has to move a lot forward beyond that. This is the starting point. So when you finish the university education, you enter a new field, a new area of challenges, and those challenges cannot be as simpler or as easier or as well supported as you get in an educational institution, in a university. You have to be on your own. And therefore, the better you have prepared yourself during your education period in the university, the better you have a chance to perform. I also congratulate those parents of these students who have taken their degrees and have got the awards and medals. In our country, higher education, in spite of such fine institutions, is still a dream for many, many millions. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act has come into force, and I hope it will make a big difference. It is a historical decision, and I am sure in times to come, the results will be seen. Every child in the age group of 6 to 14 years shall have a right to free and compulsory education in a neighborhood school till the completion of elementary education. We have done it now. Many, many other countries have moved forward and done it much earlier than us, and they are reaping the rewards. As per the population census of India of 2011, the latest one, the literacy rate of India has shown an improvement almost by 9%. It has gone up to 74.04% in 2011, a rise from 65.38% in 2001. But There is a big but. It is not enough. To match it up, we had a ESL survey recently, and I am sure educationists must have read that. While we are emphasizing on increasing the numbers of those who go to the institution, educational institution, the quality of education is suffering. I was shocked when I learned from the ESL people who came to present the report to me that kids in the 8th class are not able to even read and write. There is a lot of hard searching to be done whether we are progressing in the right direction. And that applies not just to those schools which are being left behind, but to every institution. As to whether what we are giving the children is equipping them to be successful in their future life. It has been said that the education sector is generating a lot of interest among investors, giving the education demography in India a great figure. About 580 million people exist within the 0 to 24 year age group, and about 5 to 7% of the average household income is spent on education. The Union budget on education for 2013-14 received a 17% hike as compared to the previous budget. It has been a positive budget in terms of the focus and allocation made for higher education and skill development program. However, I put a caution, and I repeat that it is not just money which can change the education. The backbone of any education system is basically the institution, the character of the institution, and the teachers who are there. So unless we are able to create and generate enough number of competent and committed teachers, our institutions will suffer. I was telling Dr. Modi, studying within a large number of universities in Uttar Pradesh, and quite often I am looking for competent, capable vice chancellors. Most people think there must be a huge competition for the vice chancellor position. Yes, a lot of number of people apply, but it is very difficult, becoming much and much more difficult to get quality teachers, quality educational leaders. And that's a big challenge. And therefore, to an institution like this, I will also suggest start a program of creating quality teachers. Unless you do that and you do that with a commitment, times are coming and you are putting large amount of money in education system, but you will not have delivering people. You will be short on those. In the present scenario, government alone is unable to provide adequate infrastructure for higher and professional education, primarily because of financial constraints in spite of the increased budget and demographic needs. Therefore, it is imperative that private institutions providing qualitative and competent professional education come up. And it is gratifying to learn that the Center for Management Development is one such institution under the umbrella of Dr. K. Modi Foundation. Any good academic institution where excellence is the pith and port will be a contribution to the development of educational infrastructure of the country. There is another feature which I was very happy to learn from Dr. Modi. We are starting more and more private institutions. I see the need for them. But at the same time, a large number of them are being run like commercial shops. A center of education is quite different from a business empire. It has to be different. There has to be a commitment. There has to be a feeling that you have a social responsibility which you are to start. It is not money making at all. Money might be a byproduct, but it cannot be a sole purpose. The work being continued by Dr. K. Modi in this regard is indeed commendable. I am told the foundation has about 16 institutions in Modinagar, catering to about 35,000 students. Foundation also has a university in Rajasthan, Dr. K. Modi University. It is this institution about which I came to know first, and then I came to know what you are doing here. The institute promulgates the true objective of education and enriches the enthusiastic minds. Yesterday I was with Dr. Kalam in the same place on another university, and there was mention about Kalam's book, The Ignited Minds. That is what is required in education. Ignite the minds. Motivate the minds of the children to excel. It will be a lasting tribute to the founder of this institution, Dr. K. Moiti. That can be done. The world today is an exciting place to live in. Unprecedented developments in science and technology have transformed the dimensionality of challenge the society faces today. The challenges are aggravated because the changes in the socio-political economic order is taking place at the same time. Seemingly, the environment is surcharged with ever-increasing expectations, anxiety, and competitiveness. Joseph Stiglitz, the renowned economist known for his critical views on management of globalization, in his book Free Fall, has, while talking about how economic shapes and societies and individuals should change, has said, we allowed markets to blindly shape our economy. And this applies to education as much. We allowed the markets to blindly shape our economy, and in doing so, they also help shape ourselves and our society. This is an opportunity to ask whether the way they have been shaping is what we really want. Yes, what we want is the big question. Who shapes it is another question. How it is being done is yet another question. When politics become the least important and business or trade the most important, our lives can expect the most unexpected to happen. That is happening very silently. At the peak of globalization, if the world becomes a single market, political control and the governance from that may not be that effective. Control can happen on the basis of global trade or the technicalities propounded by it. Our country is passing today through a difficult phase. Corruption, terrorism, violence have caused enough harm and injury to our setup and public life. Poverty, illiteracy, and diseases are also taking their toll. And then comes the increase in atrocities against women, children, and the downtrodden. It seems that despite stringent laws and punishments, our systems are not working as effectively as they should. Occasionally, this state of affairs has its influence on our educational campuses also. As budding professionals, you have to take a wider look at the Indian canvas. You will face innumerable questions and challenges. I would urge you to keep in the background that professionals have an important role in channelizing and regulating social change. A postgraduate degree in education can certainly be termed as a higher education. All institutions of higher learning should aim at excellence and should be able to bring it about. Value education must be there. Teaching responsibilities and must not be confined to the fixed syllabus only and then to seminars and conferences alone. Teachers should be conscience-oriented and student-focused. A degree from any grand school or college may not ensure real character. Higher qualification in space science or nuclear physics may not ensure integrity. Remember, the greatest minds with some of the highest education in the world created the atom bomb. Some of the most knowledgeable teachers, researchers, have harmed countless people with their achievements in power and science. Maybe war is essential as peace, but the human loss is irreparable. Education has to go hand in hand with the character and a wider look on life, and has to bring about the best of human being out in education. Today, I was taking the oath which was administered to the students. I I feel like reminding you that an oath is an oath. It is a commitment you make to yourself that what you said you wish to do in life. The words of the oath were so inspiring that you have to put that into your personal life. It should not just teach, it should teach you to build a character. And very rightly, Stephen Covey, the famous leadership guru, says that as little knowledge is dangerous, even more dangerous is much more knowledge without a strong principled character. This knowledge is dangerous, even more dangerous is much more knowledge without a strong principled character. This then is what we can teach our children and our grandchildren. Education without character is education waste. It is worthwhile to remember Gandhiji's words in this regard. The 7 social sins identified by Gandhi were the social sins identified are politics without principle, wealth without work, commerce without morality, pleasure without conscience, education without character, science without humanity, and worship without sacrifice. If we delve into our ancient texts, we will come across many